Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of The Father, the Son, and the podcast. My name is Ian. I am the son.
My name is Paul, and I am the father.
And this is our podcast. Pops, we saw Infinity War.
We did.
10 years ago, we saw Iron Man.
That was the beginning.
That was the start of it all, as we went over last episode. And now we're here. We made it, man. How does it feel?
It's pretty good. I thought they did an excellent job in bringing this to the culmination of this movie.
We are going to do our best to not talk spoilers at first, and then we'll jump into spoilers. It's going to be real hard to not do spoilers. So briefly, this 10 years was worth it, I think.
Absolutely, it was worth it. It was. It's arguably
the
best.
Yeah, we need to see it again.
A Marvel movie.
I think objectively, it's the best one, but it's just unfair to compare it to the rest, and that's why I'm so hesitant to give it the best spot.
Yeah, this was like a. I don't even know how to explain it. A Royal Rumble on WWE on steroids.
I guess. I mean, Royal Rumble is everybody for themselves, and this was everybody against Thanos. But hey, I see where you're coming from. Standout characters for you.
Basically, the action just kept on coming.
Dude, oh yeah, that's the thing.
It started with a great scene, and one thing that we talked about in the previous episode of this has to happen happened.
Yes.
But it did not have the result that either one of us expected it to have.
I think one of my favorite things is looking at when we had made predictions or when somebody had made predictions for something and then looking at the results for that.
Right.
For example, for The Force Awakens, when that first came out, I was like, I hope Rey is not related to anybody. I hope she's just somebody who happens to be strong with the Force. And that's exactly what happened, and I loved it. And it's great. And that's just a great example of this. I'm probably going to cut out what you just said and like maybe put it in after we get to the spoiler area because somebody can just listen to the last episode, listen to this, and know. But anyways, that's fine.
Well, we made other predictions, so they're not going to know. I didn't divulge
I
was actually referring to.
I suppose. Okay, we'll see.
And at this point, they would have already seen the movie.
Yeah, I guess. Anybody who would have seen it by now.
So there's no spoilers.
If you haven't seen it, I'd say just don't listen to this episode.
Stop now.
Stop now.
Go see it. Then come back to this.
So yeah, we
podcast.
went. You had mentioned that just now. You had mentioned that action all the time. This is a 2.5 hour movie. Did it feel like 2.5 hours?
No,
not at all.
And then there were so many opportunities for it to end, and it just didn't.
It just kept going.
It just kept going.
Like, is this
you didn't even notice it.
Is this
and
it?
You're like, how many more awesome fight scenes can we have?
Yeah.
So
it was so every fight scene was
great. And they were all happening simultaneously, but not obviously
in the same place.
Right. So it was ridiculous.
Who were some standout characters for you?
Well, standout Thanos. They nailed Thanos.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about.
They
Thanos
absolutely nailed his character.
Let's talk about Thanos for a bit. In the comics, Thanos is killing people. He wants to do this just to do this. He's trying to win over death.
Right.
Death is a person in the Marvel Universe. He's trying to win her over by killing half of the universe. And this one, he's trying to bring balance, which I think the movie did a better job of having his motivation.
Right.
Like, you kind of understand where he's coming from.
You thought it was a little fanatical.
Oh, of course.
But you're like, I get your point.
I see.
I can't discount what you're saying.
Exactly. Like, you want to bring balance and you want to bring peace. Maybe the way you're going about it isn't the best way, but I get it. Which is exactly the same. It's the same feeling that Loki gives. It's the same feeling that Killmonger gives. They're both characters that you see their motivation, you understand their motivation, you don't necessarily agree with their method, but you get it. And that's what they did with Thanos, and Thanos was so well done. Marvel is notorious for having villains that are just bad to be bad. This is not the case with Thanos, and they did such a good job with him. Josh Brolin killed it as Thanos.
Killed it.
Josh Brolin was amazing. Thanos could have looked so goofy. Look at his costume in the comics.
Yeah.
And imagine what that could have looked like translated. But they made
they nailed it. They did such a good job with him.
Such a good job.
Yep.
And No, Thanos was phenomenal. Best part of the movie by far. But that is not to say that the rest of the movie was bad, because the rest of the movie was phenomenal.
Oh, the whole movie was his character was probably the best.
Thanos is
new to us.
Yeah, of course.
An extended version. I mean, obviously you saw him in
Guardians where he
of the
didn't do
Galaxy,
anything.
but, yeah,
And at the end of Avengers, but
right.
he looked, from what I remember, he looked very different in Avengers. I think the design of Thanos was extremely different in Avengers.
Yeah, even more. Well, yeah,
he showed up. He
was
showed up
actually a little
4
bit.
times, I think.
Yeah.
I think he showed up 4 times. There was in the first Avengers. He showed up in Guardians, and then I think he had a post-credit scene in one other movie, but I can't remember. It might have been Guardians.
And his supporting characters were like Thanos' little army.
Oh yeah, they were great.
They were awesome. The fight scenes are exceptional.
Yes,
throughout the whole movie. The matchups are perfect.
So the Russo brothers, in their other films that they've done for Marvel, their fight scenes were very shaky. Like, the camera was very shaky. They toned that down. Like, you can see everything that's happening in these fights, and it is just, you know exactly what's happening. Like, goodness gracious. This movie is also pretty funny.
It's very funny. And you got some of the crowd reaction like you did in Star Wars with people cheering certain parts of the movie because of the character.
Things that happened.
Yeah, things that happened, or the character that showed up.
Or you have gasps, like, either I can't believe that just happened, or oh my god, I can't believe that just happened type of way. Like, when Spider-Man was going after Doctor Strange and on the ship, like before he went into space, and the legs came out, everybody was like,
yeah.
Right. It's
what? And even his character's the best. It really is.
Spider-Man?
Like, Spider-Man's character.
Spider-Man killed it. Spider-Man is so good. Yes, like I was saying.
And I gotta tell you, it's just a little spoiler alert, but man.
No. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Right.
Some other standout characters. Thor was very good in this movie.
Yeah.
Thor finally, Thor is a god, and we haven't quite seen Thor be godly, but in this movie we saw him just wreck shop, and it was great.
Yep.
Doctor Strange, I think, was another standout character in this.
Yeah, I like Doctor Strange. I even like Doctor Strange in the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, but I think in this he was he feels more of a sorcerer supreme in this one.
Yeah, he's more comfortable. Now
right.
He's confident in his abilities.
We got to see some more spells from him, which we didn't see. And he did 3. He barely could do 3 spells in the Doctor
and now
Strange.
he had full
but
command now.
Now he's got 4. And Drax was hilarious. Drax has probably the funniest scene in the movie, where he's like the invisibility thing.
Yeah.
Some other standout characters. Iron Man was really good in this.
Yes.
Iron Man was really good in this. We finally see him kind of owning up to
everything that he's
feeling the weight of his mistakes in this.
Feeling the weight of what he's actually brought on
and
feeling the responsibility to he has like a personal grudge with Thanos.
Yes. Some standout characters in a bad way, I would say, are Scarlet Witch and Vision. Scarlet Witch really annoyed me this whole movie, and Vision didn't do anything because he got hurt right away. Like he didn't do anything the whole movie.
Right. He tried to. Well, he did at the end, but still. Yeah, I expect him to be a little more powerful than he was in this movie.
Yeah, he got
all of a sudden he became like this vulnerable thing.
Yeah, so, right away.
And although Scarlet Witch,
she didn't do anything though.
Yeah.
She had that one cool moment where she just threw the tank, and Lupita Nyong'o's character just went, why wasn't she here the whole time?
And she's potentially one of the most powerful characters there is.
And she did nothing.
So why didn't she just go off? Like, there was always this, I'm crying,
I'm saying.
and woe was me, and not reacting.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Brutal.
The only
little misstep, I think, in the entire movie for me, a little misstep was...
Before you say this, is this a spoiler?
Not really.
Okay.
They have to figure it out.
Okay,
but
fine.
Is in the big climactic battle scene...
On Earth or on...
on Earth.
Okay. Titan is the name of the other planet.
It took, for me, the whole time, I'm like, where the heck is Thor? Where is Thor?
He was getting his hammer, man.
No, dude. It was too late. It was too... He should have been there already.
He couldn't. He literally could not make it there.
I'm going to have to watch it again because I disagree.
Okay. No, what they said was, they were on a ship. He can't just transport instantly.
So he was already... What I'm talking about... He was already
when he was on Earth,
already in Wakanda.
when he got to Earth.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay, okay.
And that
Yes. Okay.
The end.
Okay.
Towards the end of the movie.
I think my rationale for that is he was still fighting off the weird insect things. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah. So I really want to just talk about this, no holds barred. So overall, what'd you think of the movie?
Like I said, top 2.
Phenomenal. I honestly I think it's number 1, but it's like I'm so reluctant to give it that because it's so unfair to compare it.
Right. Top 2 though.
I think objectively the best is Infinity War. My favorite I think is still Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I really like. I'm gonna actually. You know what? We're gonna watch them both again.
Okay.
We're gonna watch Winter Soldier.
I think I have
start
that on
to
Blu-ray
finish
somewhere.
Huh?
I think I have that on Blu-ray somewhere.
It's
Captain America, man.
They're all on YouTube TV.
Captain America's got the best trilogy of all the Marvel movies.
Not a plug. But
Not a
YouTube, if you
plug,
want
yeah.
to
Not a
sponsor us,
sponsor.
you
Yeah,
can.
if you want to.
YouTube TV is great.
If
I
Google
highly
wants
recommend
to,
it.
If Google wants to sponsor us.
Yeah. The little show.
We've got Captain America, Avengers, Iron Man, and Thor for the trilogies in the Marvel Universe. Captain America's got the best trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah.
By far. By far.
Yep.
Avengers, listen, the first Avengers is good, but rewatching it, not as doesn't quite keep the magic of it on rewatching. Avengers 2, not too great. Avengers 3, phenomenal, as we've said. Thor 1 was good. Thor 2, we went over. Nobody remembers it.
Ragnarok.
Thor 3 was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ragnarok was good.
Iron Man 1 was great. Iron Man 2, not so great. Iron Man 3, not great. Not good.
No.
Bad. Let's just go with bad. Captain America, the first one, amazing up until the third act was a bit shaky, but overall very good.
Right.
Winter Soldier, phenomenal, as Dad and I have fanboyed about a
Right.
lot. Captain America 3, Civil War, come on, man.
Yeah.
Avengers 2.5, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Like-
it was, and they introduced. Well, of course, you had Ant-Man and, but more importantly,
Giant Man?
Spider-Man made
Oh,
that
yes,
movie.
absolutely.
The introduction of him into that was
Absolutely.
awesome. You know, you got a couple new characters entered into that one as well. So
Yeah, 2 new characters in that one, Black Panther and
Falcon.
and Spider-Man. Who?
Oh, Falcon was already in the other one.
Yeah, Falcon was a Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I guess you could count Baron Zemo, but we didn't. He wasn't
No.
a Baron in
That
this.
was a good character though.
Baron Zemo? He was fine. He didn't really do much, but he was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're going into spoilers. If you haven't seen Infinity War, do not listen to this part. Spoilers. Spoilers. I just want to say it enough times.
Yeah,
Because
so-
people get mad. Okay.
First spoiler.
First spoiler. Let's just.
I got it.
Let's just.
I'm going completely out of order.
Okay, no. Let's try to go chronologically a little bit. Come
All right,
on,
you
man.
got to prompt me though. Go ahead.
Okay. Hulk gets the crap beat out of him by Thanos, and then is scared away for the rest of the movie.
So, okay, spoiler. We say if this doesn't happen, just like we talked about
about
X-Men,
X-Men, yeah.
when not Cyclops.
Is this
excuse me.
is this what you're referring to when you said this better happen?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, what we said better happen in this movie that didn't happen in the X-Men, where
You wanted 2 characters to fight.
when two characters should have fought, Juggernaut and
Colossus.
and they don't in that. So X-Men.
And
3.
we said,
So we said, well, in this movie, Hulk better fight Thanos. Right out of the gate,
Hulk got his butt kicked.
hold
by
on, Hulk
Thanos.
fights, and they set it up perfectly
Yeah.
because
Loki said we have a Hulk.
Loki says, but we
Yeah.
have a Hulk,
Right.
right? Which is they took that
Perfect
from
line.
the other movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then Hulk comes in and smashes him and starts to fight him, but then gets beat up.
Yeah.
And
gets his
retreats.
butt kicked.
He gets his butt kicked. They send him back to Earth because they want to save Hulk, and he reverts back to Banner, and he doesn't want
He's
to come
scared.
out.
He's
like,
scared,
no,
man.
I'm not coming out. I'm not fighting Thanos again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Amazing. That
never
was-
expected that at all.
Dude, I think that was the best way they could have handled that. I was really disappointed that he didn't Hulk out in the Hulkbuster armor because that would have looked sick.
Did you notice that in the trailer?
It was Hulk,
It's Hulk running,
Yes.
and this one it's Hulkbuster running.
which I think is a great way to avoid spoilers.
Yeah.
Because then people would have been like, "Where's Hulk? Why is there a Hulkbuster armor?" That
Yeah,
was really good.
So, but yeah, so that was my first thing.
That
So we
was-
saw that, but I still expected Hulk to come back and.
Okay, here's
But
the
I
thing.
think he's going to redeem himself.
Of course
in
he
the,
is.
in the sequel. So.
Of course he is. So yeah, Hulk fought Thanos. Oh, one problem that I see people have is Thanos was kind of his power scaling in this was kind of off. Like he could have easily beaten anybody at any point. My rationalization of that is when he was going up against Hulk, he knew. Like, he was expecting Hulk to be 1,000 times stronger. He's like, I cannot hold back on Hulk. I got to go all in.
Yeah.
So he went all in on Hulk. That's why he beat him so easily. Then
took a beating.
Yeah. Then everybody else, he kind of, like, held back a bit because I think he was just toying with everybody. That's my rationalization for that.
Yeah, it did kind of, because even then when he was fighting his own daughter, he was, like, got hurt. And
yeah, he was definitely holding back in that case.
Yeah.
Without a question. First death of the movie. Heimdall, right? No. Yes.
Yes.
Heimdall was which sucks.
Well, the first
death.
No, first wasn't Heimdall, was it?
Yeah, I think it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it
oh yeah, it was.
It
Yeah,
had
it
to
was.
have
Then it
been.
was Loki.
Yeah, then it was Loki.
Yeah.
Which was upsetting because I really like Heimdall a lot, but I get why they had to kill him off because otherwise people could just transport all around all the time. Things would have happened a lot quicker. I understand it from a writing perspective, anyways. But I really like Idris
Loki?
Elba as him, and then Loki, man.
Totally.
Loki's died twice already, and Thor's like, no, I think this is for real this time. That hurt.
Yeah.
That was the first like, oh damn.
And don't forget, this is how powerful Thanos is. He beat the heck out of Hulk, and he beat the heck out of Thor.
Right.
Like he literally made Thor unconscious.
Yeah.
They had to the Guardians of the Galaxy had to find him
Exactly.
floating after they.
Also, why would Thanos leave Thor alive? Come on.
Maybe he thought he killed him. I don't know.
I don't think so. No, he didn't. Because he just left him.
No, because there was an explosion, so he got blown out,
Okay.
and so
suppose.
they couldn't. Like he's like, I don't know where he went.
Okay. I guess that's a fair point.
And
Next, what happened?
And then Thanos just decided to leave and didn't go bother looking for Thor, figuring he was dead.
So
But he survived.
I think the next part was the whole interaction between Doctor Strange, Hulk, or Doctor Strange, Banner, and Tony Stark. Where they're
Right.
talking about it. The interaction between
No. After that was After
Yeah.
that, he came back. He found Banner came back. Found after he landed
in the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All the interaction between Doctor Strange and Tony Stark was amazing, perfect. Tony Stark like saying some stuff like you're talking nonsense.
You're
and
talking
Doctor Strange is
ridiculous because you're a wizard. I'm a scientist.
yeah, right.
That whole clash. Yep.
And he's like, "What do you even do?" He's like, "I protect your entire dimension, like your entire plane of reality,"
Yeah.
which is really cool to see those two completely opposites clash. We saw Spider Sense, like a full on
Yeah.
perfect example of spider definitive Spider Sense.
Yep.
And that whole thing, Ned was in the movie for like 10 seconds, but he's like, "Hey man, there's a ship. I need a distraction." And Ned's like, "We're all gonna die."
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah, that was really cool. The introduction of the nano suit was pretty cool.
Yep.
The Iron Spider is in this movie.
Right.
I don't know why I didn't expect the spider legs, but I wasn't expecting the spider legs. So when we saw the spider legs, I freaked out.
So is that what they call that suit? The Iron Spider?
Iron Spider?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Wow. That was that was pretty cool. Now you can breathe in space and stuff. That's what they had.
Yeah. The part where they were saving Doctor Strange, that whole sequence was great. You seen that really old movie Aliens? And then they save Doctor Strange. That was really cool. This, like I said, the stuff with Vision and Scarlet Witch, I wasn't a huge fan of. Like immediately, Vision just gets stabbed through the chest.
Yeah, too easy.
Come on, man.
He's Vision. Too easy.
Come on, man. But that scene where they're fighting in like the subway, and then you see the silhouette of someone. Everybody knew who it was, but you see the silhouette of someone steps into the lights, Captain America, and just
After he
wrecks.
caught the spear.
Yeah, just wrecks shop with Widow and Falcon.
Yep.
That was great.
Send them back. Should have killed us, but then they come back and meet again.
Oh, man, what happens next? They're trying to figure out what to do with Vision. Yeah, so here's the thing about that, right? I get you ended up finding out there was another way to save Vision, but when it comes down to it, like it's either half the universe or this one guy who's not even human. Come on.
Right.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. They're trying to humanize him.
Yeah.
Saying one life. They accept him as not just a...
Scarlet Witch is like, it's like, oh, we have to destroy this thing. He's like, no, we are not. Like,
Right.
it's
you're
not worth it.
You're a robot.
It's not worth it. Yes, it is.
You're an android.
Like, even if he was human, killing this one guy saves half the universe. Yes, it's worth it. I'm sorry, but yes, it's worth it.
Right.
Come on.
and they tried to. That was all delayed. They waited too long to do things. Even when
Yeah.
they figured out a solution, they still kept waiting. So, but it obviously fed to the storyline. So
Yeah. What else? Oh, all of the interaction between Thor and the Guardians, amazing. So funny.
oh yeah,
Why are you talking like that? This is my voice. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Chris Pratt.
What
yeah,
are you
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah. I like Chris Pratt. I like Star-Lord's character because he honestly reminds me of like Batman, where he doesn't have any like real superpowers,
Okay.
but he has all his gadgets. He has the will. He thinks. He fights. You know, that's how he survives.
I think Star-Lord is maybe a little bit more hot-headed than Batman is.
Right, but I'm talking about he doesn't have any known superpowers.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's mostly on wit and guile and
Yeah. Rocket in this movie was really good.
Rocket
Raccoon was really good.
Hey, even Baby Groot.
Groot didn't really do much though. What did Groot do?
He made he made this. He made.
Other than that, what did he do?
He didn't. He just
Nothing.
acted like a teenager,
Yeah.
which I think is what he's supposed
Which
to do.
that was fine. That was funny, but it's like,
But he
Groot
had a
didn't do anything.
critical. He made the.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
He made the axe handle
That was pretty cool.
for the
Like they're like, we need to find the handle, and then Groot just does
creates
it.
one. And
That
breaks-
was
and
real
then
cool.
it's so he broke off his arm to create a handle.
I know that was real cool.
That was pretty cool.
We know that'll grow back though.
Yeah.
We've seen it. He's got his arm cut off before. Also, Stormbreaker looks great. The axe, that whole scene,
oh my
that whole
God.
scene where Thor's making the axe, that was so cool. Where he's like got to hold the door open.
Unbelievable.
Thor,
And
like I said, man, Thor.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he was in like the shadows. I was like, why do I know that voice?
Yeah.
And then Peter Dinklage showed. I was like, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. That was good. Good casting on that.
Yeah.
And they made him huge.
Yeah, because his character is even in the comics, his character's a giant dwarf. Like that's what it is.
So it's good.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage was really good in this too. But like I said, if Thanos is number one, I'd say Thor is probably number two in this movie for best character.
Yeah, Thor. Yep, Thor had a good role.
Thor was
Even at the end.
great, even
Yeah.
at the end, man. Thor came in at the end through the axe, like hits Thanos in the chest, the only one that did any actual damage to Thanos.
Right.
And then was immediately followed by the best line in the movie.
Yeah.
You should have aimed for the head.
He should have aimed for the head.
Snap.
Snap.
Like that was so good.
That was and so now the ending. So
I think there's more.
Spoiler alert.
Hold on. I think we're already in
No.
spoilers, pops.
I know that.
I think there's
another
hold on.
big spoiler.
Wait, before we talk
What?
before we do that, let's talk about the fight on Wakanda. Because there's some
Oh
important.
yeah, it was awesome because
there's some important points I would like to make, please.
make them quickly.
Okay. Bucky did nothing in this movie.
Nothing.
He had that one cool
Waste.
part. He had that one cool part where he picked up Rocket and then spun them both around. That was pretty fun. Black Panther didn't really do anything in this movie.
No. Just normal fighting.
Yeah, Mantis. I mean, I wasn't expecting Mantis to do much, but she didn't do much in this movie.
No.
Who else didn't do really anything? Falcon, not really.
Nah, I mean
Black Widow,
neither
not
did,
really.
Captain America.
Captain America did quite a bit.
Yeah, he did. Well, in the fight scenes, he did as much as Panther in Wakanda.
Yeah, that's
They were
true.
kind of running together. It was fight to see those two take off ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, Captain America also was kind of just like didn't feel kind of Captain America. He
No.
felt just like done with everybody's crap. He's like, I'm so over all of this.
Right. But he showed up.
But he
Because
showed
knew
up
what
'cause
was
he's
on
like,
the
I have
line
to.
because
Like,
he's
there's
Captain
literally
America.
there's literally nothing else I can do. So I think that's all the main point. Oh, let's talk about the Soul Stone scene.
Oh,
Were they
right.
gonna get the Soul
oh,
Stone?
that is. So,
That was one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
and to the guy that's the guardian of it,
Red Skull shows
It's
up
Red
out of
Skull.
nowhere.
I know.
You see this wraith-like
Yeah,
figure
I
that
didn't
in this
expect it to
cloaked
be-
figure.
I didn't expect it to be Red Skull.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it
That
was
was-
like a Grim Reaper,
that was-
basically, who was guarding the Soul Stone, and it turns out to be Red Skull. It was freaking great.
That was probably my favorite reveal of the movie.
Right.
Like my favorite. This is what
He's
so
basically
good.
a Dementor, now that I think of it.
Yeah, kind of. So yeah. So he's like, you got to have a sacrifice. So in this scene, Thanos kills Gamora to get the Soul Stone. At what point in this scene did you know that Gamora was going to die?
As soon as he explained it.
As soon as he said you need a sacrifice, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I was talking to I think Sydney about it. She didn't even realize until like Thanos turned around.
Oh no!
And
As
looked
soon
at
as
her.
you need a sacrifice, I knew
I
she
was like,
gone.
oh no!
Especially like something you love. I'm like, oh, she's gone.
Yeah,
Because he really displayed in his weird way that he loved her.
yeah, right. What a great moment. Having never in a million years did I expect Thanos to see Thanos cry, but god damn it, that was perfect.
But he was willing to torture the other sister too. Oof, that's the
yeah,
other scene.
that was rough.
So, man. And I gotta say,
I felt bad for Gamora. I was like, oh no. And she thought she's like, oh, you don't love anything, dude. You're screwed. I'm like, Gamora, no.
yep, you're done.
And so with that happening, it is revealed that like when Star-Lord finds out about that, come on, man.
So they
Get your stuff together.
So Star-Lord, in his rage and hot-headedness because of the loss of Gamora, ends up basically they could have ended this Thanos by removing. They had it to the point where they almost had the gauntlet off his hand.
No.
Yeah.
It was off of his hand.
It was basically
no. It was off of his hand, and Thanos grabbed it at the last second. It was off of his hand, man.
right, and because Mantis had put Thanos to sleep
Yeah.
long enough for Spider-Man and Iron Man to get the gauntlet off until the very last second, and then Star-Lord loses it.
Dude, like Star-Lord, man. Listen, man, I get it.
All you had to do was wait until
That's
they
what
took
I'm
that
saying.
gauntlet, disappeared with it,
Then you could have gone,
and then you could have
ham.
gone apeshit.
You could have gone. You could have messed him up. Like, listen, I get it. Man. I understand. Someone kills someone I love, I will be seeing red. But if that someone also is wearing something that can literally destroy everything,
Yeah, you
I'm just
got
going to wait till it's off of
personal
him.
agenda,
And if this is the first and only time we're going to be able to get this thing off, goodness gracious, man, get your stuff together.
and leads, in the end, leads to you need to have tissues for this movie.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So I myself did not shed a tear,
I did.
but people that were with me were crying.
We are in a party of 6, and I think Dad was the only one without tears.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Maybe.
I'd say Colby was tearing. I'd say at the very least Colby was like
Emotional.
It was getting to him.
But I look over, my daughter's sniffling, my girlfriend's sniffling, her daughter's crying. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Okay, listen.
I'm
man.
like, this is an Avengers movie, and they're crying.
I know.
This is a good movie.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so let's talk about it now. Let's talk about those deaths. Those last deaths in the movie.
The toughest. I would say this right now.
Okay,
the
we'll
one
talk-
that almost brought me to tears.
I know. No.
Almost shed-
We'll get to that.
Go
We'll
ahead.
get to that because
Go ahead,
I
go
do
ahead.
want to talk about that specific one in depth.
All right.
So with the deaths, there were some deaths I was incredibly surprised because, for example, Bucky, Falcon, Groot. Like I said, they didn't do much in this movie,
And they
but
died.
They got what and Black Panther. What
Black
are they going to
Panther,
do?
go on.
What are they, like these? Part 2 is going to be a chance for the people who didn't do much to do something, but they can't now because they're going to be dead. So now thinking about the fact that all those characters are dead, they're probably going to come back earlier than I had expected.
Right.
They're probably going to come back maybe halfway through the movie and not Act 3. So, right. Insanity. So some deaths that I was like not a fan of from a writing perspective, I didn't from in universe. I get it because it's random. All these deaths are random. It's chosen by it's all by chance, like 50-50. Some of them from a writing perspective, I don't understand. Like I said, Falcon and Groot and Bucky and Black Panther, but Star-Lord. Why kill Star-Lord? I get it. He messed everything up. So many people are happy that he's dead because he messed everything up. But now he doesn't have a chance.
The only
to
one that
redeem him.
remains is the rabbit. Just joking.
Yeah,
That's the
that was a good
reference
one.
in the movie.
That was a good one. That
Right?
that was another funny joke throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like that was really good. That whole rabbit thing was funny. But no, yeah. Also, okay.
Rabbit,
So
so raccoon.
Rocket being the only Guardian left,
Rocket.
I think is a great moment for Rocket's character.
Mm-hmm.
Being the only, like, everybody else is strangers as far as he's concerned. He doesn't know anybody else that's there. He knows Thor. He's traveled a bit with Thor, but his best friend Groot,
Gone.
Like, gone. So that's a cool thing for Rocket's character. We're going to see some development for him. But Star-Lord is never going to be able to redeem himself. Star-Lord will always be the guy that ruined everybody's chances.
Yep.
And he will never get a chance to
redeem himself.
yep. But he will always be the guy that messed everything up and will never be able to be the guy who fixed everything, which I think is just an interesting choice as far as the writing is concerned.
So Vision's gone.
Vision's gone.
Scarlet Witch is gone.
But listen, we all knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch, yeah. Why kill Scarlet Witch, man? I don't get it.
Bucky's gone.
Bucky's gone, but he didn't do anything. So, like,
Captain America's there.
all the original Avengers are still alive.
Right. Iron Man,
Captain
Thor.
America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye potentially. Hawkeye and Ant-Man weren't in this, which I get.
Yeah.
They are the only two members of all of them that have a family.
Right. But we don't know what happened to them because
Yeah. Okay.
basically you're wiping out half the population.
Okay.
They're all disintegrating. So Nick Fury, gone.
So here's the thing. Anybody we didn't see die in this, any main characters we didn't see die in this, they're still alive.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to be. So
Because they're gonna show up.
yeah, but Drax
Because no one knows who died.
Drax died.
Like Iron Man, they don't know who died. Doctor Strange died. That caught me off
yeah,
guard.
that was. I was like, oh yeah. Did we mention that Doctor Strange was another standout character? He was great in this. I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
Doctor Strange was great in this. Yeah, no, Doctor Strange died. I was like, really?
Mm-hmm.
He is, like, he's the only one who knows what's going to happen. So I guess that's why they took him out.
He knew that was going to happen.
He knew
he was going to die.
Of course.
He says this is the only way. So
This
he
is
must
the-
have seen even further beyond this point.
No, of course he did. He's like, the
Correct.
only way for us
Maybe
to
he
win.
knows that something might happen in events to bring everybody back.
So here's an interesting thing. He said there's only one reality in which we win. Of course, we are watching that reality, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting to think about that is that means the reality where they actually take the gauntlet off is not the reality they win. So somehow Thanos gets the gauntlet back in that reality. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's only one where they win. The reality where they take the gauntlet off was not that one. Because he didn't say two,
Yeah.
because it could have been the one where they got the gauntlet
So
off.
you're saying that this is the reality in which we're going to win.
It has to get worse before it gets better.
All right,
That
type
was
of thing,
that's
yeah.
what he was saying. And he gave him the time stone, and I'm like, dude, first off, why didn't he use the time stone? Strange.
I don't know.
He could have used that at any point
Right?
and just stopped everything. Like,
Go back in time.
come on, man. And Thanos even pointed, he's like, you didn't use your most powerful weapon. Like, you could have
Right.
beat me, and you didn't because you didn't use this thing. Which I guess because he knew that there was only one reality.
Yeah, he probably went through the scenarios of using
Yeah.
it, and it still didn't work out.
I guess, but still.
Because
it's
if you
just-
go back and restart it, at some point, you
So
might
I
not
kind
be
of,
able to use it.
I mean, I kind of hate that they had mentioned that there was only one reality they win. But
And then, so the one death that almost made me shed a tear
yeah,
because I didn't expect him to be that emotional. The way he,
I didn't expect him to be one to go either, though.
I didn't. I didn't expect him to be one to go. B, the way he does it, where he basically turns
Yeah.
into like a little kid.
Yeah,
So we're talking about Spider-Man, and the way he goes back to Tony Stark and says, "Mr. Stark, I'm not
I
ready
don't
to
feel
die.
so good,
I'm not
yeah.
ready to die.
yeah.
I don't want to go yet." And the way he did it was like, "Oh my god!"
He was like, dude,
It was such a powerful moment,
horrified.
emotional moment, I should say.
he was horrified.
More powerfully emotional.
So one theory that I had, I have a friend who told me about a theory. My friend Kyrell told me about a theory that he saw, I think, on Reddit, about how nobody else felt it coming. Right? They all just kind of poofed, no pain.
He felt it.
He felt it because, and I'm thinking,
Well, so did Colby Summers' character,
who?
Nick Fury, the girl, the right hand.
She didn't feel it.
Yeah, she did. She said, "I don't feel good." She said the same thing. She just didn't disappear.
That
She
kinda-
started to feel it. But go ahead.
Okay, well, the reason that so let's pretend that post-credit scene didn't happen, real quick. Just pretend. So the reason why Spider-Man was the only one to feel it,
Spider sense.
his spider sense.
Yeah.
Isn't that awful?
Yeah, I know.
Like his spider
you-
sense warns him of danger. So imagine how it must be going into
Drive
overdrive
if you're
when
dying.
it's certain death. Mm-hmm. Like there's no way to avoid. That's awful, man. That's rough.
I wonder if the writer. You wonder if the writers were that intelligent enough to write it that way.
So I think that was a secondary thought. I don't think they were like, what would his spider sense be like? I think it was probably more like he's the youngest one.
Yeah,
he's
make
the
it
one
emotional for him.
Yeah, he's the one that people will relate to most. We got to make this one the hardest hit, and they did. And I think the spider sense was a way to. I think maybe they were like, oh, dude, the spider sense could explain that. Like maybe it was an afterthought or something.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I am doubtful that is what they were thinking
Right.
out of the gate. What else do you have to say? Oh, the final shot of the movie was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos just like sitting on that planet, just watching the horizon.
Right.
Gorgeous.
Yep. Great filming.
Beautiful, dude. It was.
Yep. Like it's the dawn of a new day.
It was so good.
Basically, he just created a new universe. Is what it's basically
Pretty much,
about.
yeah. So, what else do you have to say about the movie itself?
Fantastic. I'm actually going to go see it again.
Are there any scenes or things in it you want to talk about?
No, I think honestly, at this point,
Yeah.
we've talked enough about it.
Yeah.
I think after we see it a second time, we should probably do a follow-up podcast.
Yes, I think so.
Just to add some additional comments.
I want to. Hold on. I'm going to look at my the conversation I had with Kyrell because we said a lot of things in that, so I just want to see if there's anything we said that I didn't bring up. Hold on. I'm going to you just talk about something.
Talk about anything? All right,
Talk about
I'm going to jump ahead. I usually recommend a old-time movie.
Okay.
So I think based on this, we're talking about aliens and everything else. I think an old-time movie for the listening audience to watch would be the original, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yes.
Right?
That's a good one.
It's fantastic. I really like the way they shot some old movies, the acting in it. No CGI, very little. Compared to today, the special effects aren't going to be anything spectacular, but I think the acting is better. I think the concept, when you think about when this thing was filmed and made, is a lot better. So, that is my recommendation for this week, would be the original, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
So some things, some other like just really, really good quick moments in the movie was when they were talking to Shuri, I think that's her name, Black Panther's little sister, about Vision, and she was like, "You have all these different people inside of him. Why don't you just make them work together?" And Banner's like,
we didn't think of
we
it.
didn't think of that. That's a good point. That's on us.
This fesses up to it.
That's
We're
my bad.
Some brilliant minds here, but we didn't think of that one.
Where was Valkyrie and Korg? Are they dead?
Oh,
We didn't see a body.
Right.
Supposedly all of Asgard is dead, but where are they at? Because we didn't see their body.
Right.
They would have been great to see in this.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, yeah.
Valkyrie. All right, can we talk about Valkyrie for a second? Probably one of the best parts of Ragnarok. Valkyrie was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Valkyrie was so badass. Okay. The last ditch effort that Iron Man had against Thanos is pretty cool. Where he's just like switching between all the weapons, like
Yeah.
going in, and then he's like all that for a drop of blood. That was pretty cool.
Right.
That was a pretty cool scene. Rocket was like, "You speak Groot," and he's like, "Yeah, I took it at Asgard. It was an elective."
Oh, when he talks to Thor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
One scene that I really wish existed in this was like when Iron Man and Rocket met, and Iron Man's like, "What's with the raccoon?" And then Rocket does his "nothing like me except me" thing, and then Iron Man just like pulls out his phone, looks up a picture of a raccoon, and is like, "Here."
Yeah.
This is you.
This is you.
Oh, is Footloose still the best movie of all time? It never was.
It never was. Oh, it's Star-Lord's talking to Spider-Man?
Yeah. Captain Marvel is not the next movie, but the movie after that. I think the next one to come out.
Captain Marvel's coming out?
Captain Marvel.
Is the next one in the series here?
I think no. Ant-Man and the Wasp first.
Oh, yeah, Ant-Man.
And then I think Captain Marvel.
Right.
And Captain Marvel's going to take place in the 60s. And I'm pretty sure the main villains are going to be Skrulls. So you think anybody's a Skrull?
Yes.
Who?
Captain America.
So here's the thing, right? Here's the biggest issue about having a character be a Skrull, is that everything that they've done is irrelevant. All of the character development, all of the amazing feats, all of the terrible things they've done is just wiped away, and it wipes away all this important character moments. So if you have somebody like Tony Stark, for example, be a Skrull when he messed up with Ultron, when he messed up with all this other stuff, like it's irrelevant, and it takes away so much from his character. So that's the tricky thing. I think any Shield agent could be a Skrull. Like, I think Black Widow could be a Skrull, and that won't affect much. I think maybe not Hawkeye because he's got the whole family thing, but like, you can't. None of the Guardians could be a Skrull because that just wouldn't make sense because they've been off planet. You literally cannot have Thor be a Skrull. Captain America, he's done all this stuff. Like Bucky, having him be a Skrull. I guess Falcon wouldn't be really that relevant if he was a Skrull. You can't have Spider-Man be a Skrull.
Captain America.
I know, but like you have all this stuff that he's done that is just irrelevant. Maybe he's like a sleeper agent. Maybe he's one of the Skrulls that doesn't know he's a Skrull. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's... Oh, at the end of Guardians 2, the post-credit scene of Guardians 2, we saw the cocoon for Adam Warlock. You think he'll be in part 2?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Because Adam Warlock is basically the reason Thanos is beaten in the comics. So do you think we'll see him?
Yes.
Who do you think could play Adam Warlock? I don't even know what Adam Warlock looks like. While you try to think of a character, I'm going to look up Adam Warlock real quick.
Adam Warlock?
Yeah. Who's got blonde hair?
Anybody can be blonde. It's movies, man.
One of the Hemsworth brothers. So now we just talk about My Hero Academia. This is the most recent episode 4 of season 3.
Yes.
Yes. What did you think of it?
I'd
I'd say best episode so far.
This season.
4, this season.
Yeah, very good episode. You saw
Mike, a little farther away from your mouth. Yeah. If you could just swallow the microphone.
I could. It's supposed to be right up against your mouth. That's why. But I think it was a very revealing episode. You saw him continue to increase his power, but now it left you with a cliffhanger of what's the damage to his body.
Yeah, true. I don't think he will be able to use that arm for a long time, for a while.
And his legs were given away, too. They showed that when the other guy was trying to crush him and his legs gave out.
I think the ground gave out.
No, his legs got all bruised up.
Did they?
Just like their arm, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, you got to pay attention.
So we found out who that hooded figure, who that cloaked figure was at the end of last episode. I was very wrong. I thought it was Koda's, quote, imaginary friend.
Right.
But it was, no, it turns out to be the guy who killed his parents. Why do you think they were looking for Bakugo, or him specifically?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He's kind of got Bakugo's hair. You think they could be related?
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe it's a vendetta against the father, or he's got the same anger issues as Bakugo, so maybe they are related. Maybe
yeah, they talk similar, where it's just like
a
yelling.
brother or like a half brother or a step brother or something like that.
Yeah, could be. Also, we saw, man, this is
something familiar.
What a great episode for Izuku, though.
Izuku, he was awesome,
dude. Man, goes in 100%, and that did nothing to the guy. And then, of course, being Izuku, the second Koda's in danger, he jumps in without second thought.
Yeah,
and
it's not 200%.
It's not 300%.
It's a million times more.
1,000,000%. Like that. It was kind of like that episode where All Might was fighting the Nomu, and he's like, "Well, his quirk is
Oh, and then he just
resistance, not nullification. And if he's made to resist 100% of my power, I'll just have to go more than 100% of my power." Yeah. And then you're sitting there like, what? How? And so Izuku did the same thing where he went 1,000,000%. I don't think it's actually 1,000,000%. I just think he was.
He said 1,000,000.
I know he said 1,000,000.
1,000,000 times.
But right now I can say
1,000,000 times.
But I can, yeah. But like you're in the heat of the moment, right? I don't think it's actually 1,000,000 times.
Well,
because we've
seen the
seen
damage of just 100%, let alone 1,000,000%.
right. We've seen the damage to 100. 1,000,000% surely would have destroyed that entire forest
Right.
with the ridiculous level of power that All for One has. Also, I'm pretty sure Azuku's arm would have been blown off if he did 1,000,000%.
So that's an important reveal there, is that he can handle going even further without
Dying?
basically. And that
I mean,
Coda
listen, Pops. I can
revealed his
quirk, right?
He's got a quirk.
Which I guess
expected anyway.
it's not that surprising. We also thought that crater in the side of the mountain or in the side of the cave was from Coda. Probably not. It was probably from that guy.
Right.
How did nobody hear him make that punch? What was his name? I forget what his name is.
I don't even know.
We saw what Dobby's power is. Dobby is the guy with like the stitches all over him.
But he could have maybe that's a tunnel that comes up though. So
No, it looked like someone had punched the side of the wall and it left a big crater. Not the cave, but like on the outside of it.
Yeah.
On like the side of it. But we saw what Dobby's power is. Dobby is the guy with the like the stitches all over him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Azula. He's got the blue flame.
Right.
It's pretty sweet.
Right.
What do you think's up with the Razorhead? You think he's all right? He was completely covered in flame.
He got covered in flame. And he got blindsided, but I think he's gonna be all right.
And then, but it just cut away. And
It cut away. We don't even know the result.
we don't know the result of anything in this episode.
Nope,
So,
other
so
than-
many conflicts have started, and we know none of them.
Other
None
than
of the
Izuku.
resolutions. Not even. Because can he even walk now?
Oh,
Can
yeah,
he even get
that's
them
even
back?
left
Is
it,
that
yeah.
guy dead?
Is that guy dead? Everything's left up in the air.
Everything.
Very good episode.
What's up with the
actually, now that I
Razorhead?
think about it.
Yeah, this is, like I said, by far best episode of the season. We're only 4 episodes in, but this is...
It's building up. It's building up nicely.
It's
We
built.
don't even know how all the fights against the villains
Yeah,
ended up.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Well, also, what's up with that guy in the forest? Whose hand was that on the ground?
That's that. Oh, I think it's the lady that the one that can make the hand bigger.
Oh, you think it's hers?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that was a big hand.
That was a... No, but she can, like, make her hand the size of a human. Just because the hand was big on the ground doesn't necessarily mean it was
I
hers.
think it was hers.
I think considering that's her quirk, yeah, I think that's a good call to make. Also, what would be cool is if that girl who can make inorganic things pop out of her skin, if she made like a robot hand for herself, that'd be pretty cool if that was her hand.
Oh, right.
Yeah. How do you? Bakugo looked excited. He's like, because he goes, "What was the rule? No fighting." He's going in.
He's going in. He's
Oh.
all in. He's gonna go fight. That other guy's gonna go fight.
What do you think that is up with that guy? Do you think like the one who was like wrapped and only his mouth was being shown, the one who was right next to the hand? Do you think he ate somebody, except for the hand?
Oh, I think he eats people.
Right. Thank you. But what do you think his quirk is?
I don't know. Cannibalism? Is that a quirk?
I guess. I guess. Anyways,
That's
really,
gross.
really great episode, all around. I was on the edge of my. I wasn't on. The
Yeah,
edge.
it didn't stop. Like you were.
We have a sectional. I wasn't on. There's no edge on a sectional.
No, there was. It was. You were into it the whole episode, start to finish.
Yeah. This is. Oh yeah. This is the first episode of the season where right out of the gate you're like into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really good.
Kind of like Infinity Wars.
Kind of like Infinity
start
War.
to finish.
Exactly.
Start off with a big.
Just. Oh yeah. Right
start
out of
off
the
with
gate.
a battle
it gets into
and
things.
right out of the gate, action. And
Yeah.
It doesn't really stop.
Dude. It's pedal to the metal the whole movie.
So good.
Absolute best Marvel film. It's got to be, right? It's got to be. It's got to be.
It's pretty.
It's got to be.
I'd have to see it one more time, I think, before I make a final judgment. But it's definitely top 2. Definitely top 2.
Like this is like the first. Infinity War was like the first one that explains nothing. Infinity War, it just knew that you've seen probably every other Marvel movie, and it's like, we're not here to explain everything. We're here to show you what's happening.
Yeah, and you pretty much knew all the characters anyway.
exactly.
So you didn't need a backstory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
You knew where it was leading up to.
There was no character development for these characters. That's because it's in the other movies. Like
Right.
it's so this movie, Infinity War was great. Probably like it's got to be best Marvel movie. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Come on.
Hulk. Just kidding.
Goodness gracious.
Those are the
X-Men
worst
Origins
movies
Wolverine.
ever. So
I wouldn't say worst ever.
they're pretty bad.
Yeah, but not worst ever. Certainly, Incredible Hulk is better than X-Men Origins.
See, I didn't mind X-Men Origins so much, but
X-Men Origins was awful.
was it?
That was the one with Will.i.am and with Deadpool that
Yeah.
doesn't talk.
In
Yeah,
Gambit.
terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. Deadpool was in that one.
Yes. Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool in that one. Couldn't even tell.
Couldn't even tell.
At the end of the movie, he's got like the blade, the one long blade that comes out of his hand. That was supposed to be Deadpool. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe okay. So I take my statement back. That was awful.
The Fantastic Four movies weren't very good either.
No.
X-Men 3 wasn't
None
bad.
of them were.
X-Men 3 wasn't good, I mean. Apocalypse wasn't good either.
The X-Men movies kind of were weak.
Listen, the first two were great.
Yeah.
I think First Class was fine. Days of Future Past and First Class were pretty good. They were fine to pretty good. Apocalypse was bad.
But they're below the is that part of the Marvel universe?
No.
It's not part
But
of
it's a
Marvel.
Marvel. It's a Marvel movie though.
It's just Marvel, right?
Yeah.
But it's not part
But
of like,
Logan,
the
though.
cinematic, yeah.
But Logan though,
Logan was good.
I think that might be my. I did a video of like a tournament bracket of all the different Marvel movies, like
Yeah.
every Marvel movie, not just the cinematic ones. Logan was number one for me.
Logan was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite, apparently. So yeah, that's about it.
Although I just recently watched we were talking they had on FX they've been running all of the Marvel movies for the past like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you can watch any of them. So I
Oh,
just
nice.
watched Winter Soldier
Yeah.
again.
Oh, so good.
Iron Man 3 was on.
We watched a little bit of that right before we saw Infinity War.
Mm-hmm. Winter Soldier was good.
Winter Soldier was phenomenal. Before Infinity War, that was my favorite.
Yeah, I got to see Infinity War one more time before I call it my favorite. Winter Soldier still is my favorite.
Winter Soldier's so good though.
It is very
I
good.
think Winter Soldier is a better movie if you've never seen, like if you
you can watch it all by itself.
maybe not all by itself.
Yeah, you could.
Okay,
Because
you
everybody
could.
knows who Captain America is.
Yeah, sure, but like all this stuff with, I'm saying, a better movie to watch if you've never seen any Marvel movie would be Winter Soldier over Infinity War. Because you don't need as much context
Right.
for Winter Soldier. There's still some context you need. Like you need to know what S.H.I.E.L.D. is. You need to know what Hydra is.
Right.
You need to understand, like, if you haven't seen any other Marvel movie before seeing Winter Soldier, you don't understand why Hydra taking over S.H.I.E.L.D., like why Hydra being in S.H.I.E.L.D. is such a big deal. Like, it doesn't hit you as hard as if you had seen those other movies.
Right. Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Right. So we
Yeah.
get off track though, right?
Kind of, not really. I mean, for that, yeah, I guess. In summary, My
In
Hero
summary.
Academia, Episode 4, Season 3.
Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
1,000,000 thumbs up.
Yeah, it was very good. I can't. This is hard for me to just wait every week to watch an episode though.
I love it, though.
I want to watch them in a row.
Oh, my goodness.
I already want to watch
Listen,
the next episode.
but there's no, like... I think it's a much better payoff for a good episode when you have to wait. Because we're thinking about this, we're talking about this right now, and we've had a week to wait before we had to watch this episode.
right.
I think we like this episode so much more than we would have if we just watched it back to back. I really like waiting a week. Same thing with Atlanta. I've been watching Atlanta, keeping up with that,
Yeah.
and an episode ends, and you're like, are we going to get any closure for this episode? What just happened? Will any of this be answered? How does this fit into the rest of the show?
Right.
But I really like waiting week to week. I kind of miss it. But only with really good shows. Like when it came to The Flash, there was just too much fluff. With a series that's like 10 episodes long each season,
Right.
example Atlanta, or an anime that has material that's really good, example My Hero Academia. It's just, I really enjoy waiting a week. It gives me time to like think about the episode. Otherwise, you wouldn't think about it. You would just know what happened immediately.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, because imagine the hooded figure, right? The cloak we saw at the end of last episode. We're like, oh, who is that?
Who is that guy? Yeah.
He's first thing like this episode. We find out who he is. Halfway through this episode, we find out who he is.
Yeah.
You would have.
I didn't have to wait. I didn't have to wait a week to see that. I could have waited.
No, but what
15 seconds.
but what I'm saying is like you don't have time to think about it because the answer is just for you.
Right. Right.
I think it's a lot better to watch it week to week than it is to just binge it all at once. You get time to marinate and think about the character's decisions.
We'll have to agree to disagree on that one.
That's okay, fine. And also, character development doesn't seem as rushed, if rushed, right? Because it's spaced out. You're not watching it happen in like 2 hours. You're watching it happen in
over time.
X amount of weeks.
See your point, but I still like it back to back.
Fine. Well, thank you everybody for watching this episode of The Father, the Son, and the Podcast. If you enjoyed, be sure to share it with your father. If you're a son, be sure to share it with your son. If you're a father, be sure to share it with your father and your son. If you're a podcast, tune in next episode when we talk about, I don't know, something else. We'll figure it out.
We haven't picked next topic yet.
We haven't figured it
out. We'll let you know when we start the show.
Thank you everybody for listening. I am Ian. I am the son.
I am Paul, and I am the father.
And this has been our podcast. All right, Dad. I think something real cheesy that I like to do is talk about post-credit scenes after we finish the episode.
So we should do a post-credit scene now.
So we're going to talk about the post-credit scene of Infinity War. Post-credit scene. What do you think of it?
It was all right. Nothing major. I mean, you just saw that
listen.
It was the reach that it had for what he did. So you saw it impacting everyday life.
I think that was
not just Wakanda, not just on Titan. You saw it just start to wipe out everybody on Earth. Planes crashing because the pilot evaporated. Nick Fury, cars crashing, that kind of stuff. So you started to see people.
For whatever reason you said it was an all right post-credit scene. I think it was a great post-credit scene because we see the repercussions of half of the population being wiped out.
Right.
Like, yes, half of the people are dead, but half the people plus all of the destruction that's going to happen because people are just disappearing while operating motor vehicles,
cranes, planes, trains, automobiles.
Yeah, like everything.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of surprised that both Nick Fury and Agent Hill died.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a shock to me.
Yeah, two main players in the SHIELD
Like
environment.
I honestly, Nick Fury dying, I saw that coming. Also, what a great way to just his famous line gets cut off.
Yeah,
that was great. Yeah. That was really good. That was really clever.
That's Nick. That's
Samuel Jackson. I know.
Line, yeah.
I know. But that was a really great and clever way to do that.
Yeah.
But like, I would have expected just him to die and not Hill, but Hill died too.
Right.
Which is interesting. I think so you have half the population.
And that's the crazy part. When they start to evaporate, they literally are watching their hand evaporate, and then they die.
Isn't that crazy?
So they're going like, "Oh, mother!"
And then So, but I think like. Not only you have half the population, you have half the population plus all this. Like the world.
So like you're literally alive as you're disintegrating. Up until the point where it basically your brain disintegrates. Like you're literally watching the rest of your body disintegrate, and then you just disappear.
Like the world will be in ruins because you will have leaders that are wiped out. You will have parents that are wiped out. You will have
because it's completely random, as Thanos said in it.
Yeah,
there's no economics involved.
It's just
it doesn't matter what your stature in life is. It's just a random, and you're gone.
It's like
could be a kid, could be a parent, could be a parent and a kid. Doesn't matter.
Like
could be a president. It could be anybody else.
Right. Like, and I thought it was such a great way to show the repercussions of what just happened. On top of everybody of half the population dying, all this destruction, all this ruin, all this chaos that will ensue because of it. And then, of course, we have the pager falling and you're seeing the Captain Marvel logo. Amazing. Very excited for Captain Marvel. So I guess we'll see where she's been for the last 30 years in the next one. Or at the end of end of Captain Marvel. Because if Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s... that sets up for people being Skrulls the whole time.
Right.
But it's also like, where's she at? Where's she been?
Where's she been?
Maybe she's been going to get Adam Warlock.
Maybe she's been in a block ice.
Maybe she's been in a block of ice. It's true. So I guess I don't know. This is weird. We've already done the outro, so I guess
So we'll just play.
should we snap to end it?
Cue the music.
No, I already cued the music. This is after the music.
Oh, we're talking through the music?
No, we're talking after the music.
After the music. Oh, post credit. So cue it again.
No, I'm not going to cue it again.
All right.
You don't cue the credits again.
All right. So then end it.